going to unbox and review this Seki Magoroku Wakatake nakiri. And you may already be familiar with the Kai cutlery range. They have a range of products starting from the basics such as this, right up to their flagship range, which offers us a similar size and looking nakiri for around 410 Australian dollars. I'm reviewing this knife because it sits in the so-called affordable range of knives. And these days, with the mounting economic pressures, not everyone can afford the top of the range knives, particularly when they may offer only some limited additional performance. I did open the parcel pack when it arrived because it did look a little beaten up, and it would have been better sent in a box, although it did survive the trip. I guess everyone is trying to cut their costs at this time. Okay, so the packaging is very similar to what you'd expect to see in a supermarket. It's got a hanging hook here so that it can be hung up on the shelves in supermarkets. It looks pretty good. What I'm not keen about is this branding here. It uses a decal, and there's no doubt that within about a year, almost none of that decal will exist. So personally, I prefer the, when they're stamped and engraved. The other first observation I notice is that these rivets, they're not actually rivets, they're fake rivets. And but I've no doubt that the blade was moulded onto the handle in some kind of formal mould. But for $40, 40 Australian dollars, it's still quite acceptable. And the plastic handles these days, all butcher's knives, or 99% of butcher's knives, have a plastic or acrylic handle. Now, I guess the first thing I'd like to do is just test that edge. I know that the paper cut testers, it's not the greatest, but it does give you some idea how sharp it is out of the box. And that is actually, for something that's machine sharpened, is pretty good. What I might do is just test it as it is, and then I might even just give it a quick sharpen on some whetstones, just one or two whetstones, because I know that not everyone out there, particularly in this market, will have a range of whetstones going from 400 to 12,000. Okay, to begin with, I'm going to just chop a garlic clove. It should be something that this nakiri should be able to do it with ease. Yeah, I know it has done it. It's done it quite well, but it has, because of the curve on the belly of the blade, it has meant that you haven't got full contact with the cutting board, and so the pieces still need to be manually taken apart. If I was to keep this for prolonged use, my own knife, I would definitely flatten during sharpening the belly of the blade so that it just made better contact with the board itself. And probably my favourite test is actually to see how thin I can slice stuff without touching it. We'll see how we go. Okay, so it did do it, but not all that gracefully. I'll see what happens after I sharpen it. Okay, as I said, I was going to use this 1000 grit stone. I've got another 5000 grit stone soaking. It would be unfair to use anything more than that because most people that are considering getting this Seki Magoroku nakiri probably just won't have access to a range of knives. So I'll just do this on the 2 stones only. The first stone was a Morahai 1000, and this is a Nanua 5000 grit pro stone, and the 1000 5000 combo is probably one of the most popular combination stones on eBay and Amazon. Okay, so I've sharpened it on the 1000 Morahai stone and the 5000 Nanua pro stone, and that's certainly helped. It's smoother sounding. It might be a little quieter. I don't know if you can pick that up. Certainly a hand sharpening has helped considerably. Okay, so another chop of the garlic. And as I suspected, because I didn't alter the belly curve, it still ripped through the garlic beautifully, but it still needs to be pulled apart. So I found with this nakiri for $40 Australian that it certainly is at the right price point for those that are doing it tough in the financial crisis that we're undergoing at the moment. It's a good knife. It's made of Japanese, I presume some kind of high carbon stainless steel. And although it could use a higher grade whetstone, as you can see in the demonstration, it handles well. It cuts quite well, and maybe not as good as some of the higher priced knives out there. And I should point out at this point that I bought this knife myself. I'm not supported by Amazon or Kai. It will suit a lot of people that want to use a Japanese knife. The only complaint that I would have about it is the belly is just a little bit round for my life, for the traditional style chopping that a nakiri is used for. I would suggest if you get one that you try and remove or flatten the belly of the blade a bit from about the 50 millimeters in mark. Thanks for watching.